trying to show off her body. She would bend over in weird positions to get things out of the fridge. Then she started vacuuming and cleaning up the living room where Matt was working. She brushed past him a few times, claiming she was trying to clean, then apologizing with a wink. I knew all of this because Matt told me when I got home. That night, I saw her take off her bikini and throw on an oversized shirt to go to bed. I knew then that she wasn't wearing those clothes for comfort like she had claimed before. I didn't want to start an argument with her, so I left it alone. As the weeks progressed, Savannah got worse. She decided that she would start doing yoga, but only when she saw Matt was home. She would put on the most revealing tight romper and head to the living room. While Matt was watching TV, she would lay her mat next to the coffee table in his line of sight and begin doing downward dog away from him. When I got home, she would shower and come out of the bathroom to the laundry room in only a bathrobe, constantly claiming that she forgot to replace the toilet paper or something else that would normally be under the sink. She made sure to ask Matt for help reaching things while she was in the laundry room because she swore she was too short to reach the top shelf. One night, while me and Matt were having a movie night in the living room, Savannah walked in wearing an extravagant silk robe and asked what we were doing, and we told her just watching a movie before bed. Savannah insisted that she join and jumped on the couch right next to Matt. There was more sitting space where I was, and when I asked her if she would rather sit next to me, she refused, saying she was much more comfortable on that side of the couch. She was practically sitting in Matt's lap and told him to feel how soft her pajamas were, and when Matt tried to scoot over, she only got closer. He gave a nervous smile, and my blood was boiling. My sister was definitely fiending for Matt, and I planned to talk to her one-on-one about it the next day because I wanted to enjoy this night with Matt. The next day, I was rehearsing what I was going to say to her. I was driving home from work, and Matt called me. He told me that while I was at work, Savannah came out of the bathroom dripping wet and wearing a bikini, and asked him to stop working to look at her. She asked him if he could tell that the Pilates were paying off. I drove faster home. My entire body felt hot with rage. When me and Savannah were teenagers, she would always flirt or seem interested in my boyfriends even if she already had her own. She would often follow them on social media and text them asking to hang out without me. This made me uncomfortable, but it never really went past that, so I never counted it as cheating. I just saw it as weird behavior. One night, she said she was going out with a guy that she met on Instagram, and I asked her if it was the boyfriend that she brought home to mom and dad. She said it was a hotter guy that she was meeting up with and that they were going to the movies together. Later, I found out it was my crush at the time, and it was no hiding it. Everyone knew I was interested in him except for him. So when I confronted her about hanging out with my crush, she said she never knew I was interested in him, and that I could still go for him. She then told me that they already hooked up. My 15-year-old heart was shattered. She was 17 at the time, and my crush was in my grade. Now that we are older, it feels like the same patterns were reoccurring in this relationship. I knew I could trust Matt, but my sister, on the other hand, I could not. I arrived home and stormed through the door. I called for Savannah, and she came to the living room with that same innocent look she always had. I demanded an explanation, but she acted like she didn't know what I was talking about. I told her that Matt told me about her coming out of the bathroom practically unclothed and trying to tempt him into looking at her. She said it was a misunderstanding and that she was just proud of her gains. I said that if that was the case, then she wouldn't be flirting with Matt constantly and wearing no clothes around him. She said that she never meant to come between them and kept apologizing. I told her she had to leave immediately. I was over it. I wanted her out of our house. I said she was always like this ever since we were younger. She started crying and begging to stay. She apologized for everything and said that she would do anything to stay. She said that she didn't have anywhere else to go. I began to feel bad about how I went off on her. I really was the only person left in her life. Both of our parents stopped talking to her after she turned 18, so she couldn't go back to their house.